Welcome and welcome back to another episode of Through the Journey with Jennifer. And I am continuing this I Choose Me series. Let's talk about something personal and honestly a little bittersweet. And that is the grief of letting go of who we used to be. Sometimes as we grow, evolve, and choose ourselves, we have to leave old versions of ourselves behind. And that can be hard sometimes, you know. It brings about a sadness, nostalgia, even fear. But it is also necessary. And it's a part of the reawakening, the shedding of old layers, and rising into the woman we're becoming. I remember when I first started realizing that I was changing, and I did feel a mix of excitement and sadness. You know, there were things that I guess I used to love about the person I used to be. You know, the person who had all the answers, the one who worked tirelessly to care for everyone else, and the one who was always in control, or so she thought. um, but it was that familiarity, you know? This was all I knew to be. So I thought. Letting go of that person brought a little grief, but it also brought a release. I felt like I was losing pieces of myself, but I also understood that my reawakening, it required me to let go of who I had been. And the new version was prioritizing joy, creativity, peace, and self love. But growth means honoring what's ending while welcoming what's new and what's emerging. Psychologists often describe this as a form of identity grief. You know, it's that sadness that we feel when old roles, identities, and habits no longer serve us. Us ladies in our 40s, you know, we experience this, you know, when leaving behind. Maybe it's a old career, or our children getting older and not needing us as much as they used to, um, or even ways of seeing ourselves. But grief is natural and necessary. And I believe that that's proof that what we're leaving behind, it mattered. And it also makes space for new growth. You know, acknowledging our grief doesn't weaken us, it honors our past while inviting a more authentic future. So, of course, I have three ways to navigate that grief of letting go. Number one, name it. Acknowledge the feelings, the sadness, the fear, the nostalgia. Write them down or talk it out. You know, I've always been transparent about therapy. You know, maybe um, that's something you could talk about in a therapy session, or journaling. Write down how you're feeling and name it, you know? Number two, celebrate that old version. That old version of you got you through some hard times. You know, yeah, you may have experienced some hard times, some bad situations, and you probably felt like you wasn't going to make it through, you know, but you did. And that old version of yourself helped you to make it through. So reflect on what you learned and accomplished as that person. And that gratitude also helps to ease the grief. Write a thank you letter to yourself for, you know, getting you through what you've been through. I think we forget to celebrate ourselves because we tend to be so hard on ourselves. We got to show ourselves a little bit more grace. And we need to celebrate how far we've come and how much we've changed and how much we've grown. Number 3, step into the new. Take one small action each week that aligns with who you're becoming. A hobby, a class, of course, journaling, or just saying yes to yourself. And remember that grief and growth coexist. Letting go doesn't erase the past, it honors it and opens space for something new. I'd love to know what's one thing you've had to let go of in order to become who you are now. Or through this reawakening and rediscovering, what are you learning that you need to let go of in this season so that you can grow? Share with me in the comments or social media, tag me, let me know. And then let's continue to remind each other that grief is a part of growth and that each step forward is a celebration of choosing ourselves. Until next time, remember change can be hard, but it's beautiful. And today, you choose you.